All right, get your notebooks out, please.
Oh, I really appreciate
All right, today you're going to be solving proportions so that tomorrow and Wednesday you can work with percentages and find percentages using proportions. So it's going to be a proportion week. All right, so let's define a proportion. Is an equation that states two ratios are equal. If A over B is equal to C over D, then AD, A times D, is equal to B times C. Crisscross products are equal to each other. And that's the technique that you're going to be using for solving proportions this week. Now, I know you've done this in the past, but we're going to go over it again. So, when you're given the proportion 4 over 3, if 4 over 3 is equal to 8 over x, and you're asked to solve for x, you're going to crisscross multiply. So in this case, you would take 4 times x. So 4x in this case is going to be equal to the 3 times the 8, which is 24. The next step would be to divide both sides of the equation, or you're going to isolate the variable. You've been doing this, so now you're going to divide both sides by 4. The 4's right here will cancel out, and x is equal to 6. If you are given that y over 3 is equal to 3 over 5, again, you're going to crisscross multiply. So you take the y and you multiply it by the 5, and that's equal to 5y. And then you can multiply the 3 times the 3, and 3 times 3 is equal to 9. And then divide both sides by 5. Fives cancel, and y is equal to whatever, 9 divided, it's like 1.8 maybe? I don't know, 9 divided by 5, 1.8. Second part of your assignment is going to involve some distributive property. So if you have b minus 8 over 5, and that ratio is set equal to b plus 3 over 4. Again, your technique to solve for b is to crisscross multiply. So the first thing you can multiply is this, the 4 times the b minus 8. So if you take 4 and you multiply it by b minus 8, and you make that equal to 5 has got to get multiplied by the b plus 3. So 5 times b plus 3. Alright, so now you've got variables on both sides and distributive property on both sides. So the 4 times the b is 4b, and the 4 times the negative 8 is negative 32. And that's equal to 5 times b plus 5 times 3, which is positive 15. Alright, so now this looks more like what you did last week. So you're going to move the variable with the smaller number in front of it. So the 4 is smaller than the 5, so you can subtract 4b from each side. And the 4b's will cancel. So negative 32 is equal to 5b minus 4b is just b. And that's plus 15. And then you can subtract 15 from each side. And negative 32, or in your calculator, that's 32 negative minus 15. So negative 47 is equal to b. Take n over 5, and it's equal to 2n plus 4 over 6. It doesn't matter which direction you crisscross multiply first. So if you multiply this n times the 6 first, you're going to get 6n. And set it equal to 5 times the 2n plus 4. So 5 times 2n plus 4. So now, leave your 6n on the left and distribute the 5 on the right. So 5 times 2n is 10n. And 5 times positive 4 is positive 20. In this case, the 6 in front of the n is smaller than the 10 in front of the n, but moving the 10 will save you a step or two. So put all the variables on one side. You can subtract 10n from each side. And And 6n minus 10n would be negative 4n. The 10n's cancel. 20 comes down. And then you can divide both sides by negative 4. The negative 4's will cancel. And n is equal to negative 5. Does anybody have any questions? All right, I've got a handout for you today. It's two-sided, so we're going to be using it today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So please try to put it where you're not going to lose it, and don't write on it. I want you to do your work on a separate sheet of paper. So today on the handout, you're going to be working on the page 127 side. I want you to do problems 22 through 33. And please show your work on a separate sheet of paper, or don't write on the handout, is what I'm trying to say. On a separate sheet of paper.